Hello everyone and welcome back to One Soccer. I'm your host for today, Josh Deming, and we are back for another episode of our series, Canadians Abroad, where each and every week we keep you guys updated with your Canadians playing abroad. This week's update will be from April 20th until April 25th. There's a lot of action in here, so hopefully you guys are excited, and if you are, as always, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub, and let's get into the episode now. It was the Klassiker weekend with Bayern Munich taking on Borussia Dortmund at home with the chance to lift their 10th consecutive Bundesliga title. Davies started in the match and played 90 minutes as a left back in a 4-2-3-1 system. Having 85 touches, 16 recoveries, he completed 82% of his passes with 2 interceptions and had 1 key pass as Bayern went on to defeat Borussia Dortmund in the Klassiker 3-1 to sit top of the table with a 24-3-4 record. With that, they have secured their 10th consecutive Bundesliga title at home in front of 75,000 screaming fans. It was Bayern's 8th consecutive league win over Borussia Dortmund, and Davies has played a big part in a lot of them. Davies has now won his 4th straight Bundesliga title. It's his 11th title in his young career so far. It was also a bit of history for Bayern, as their 10th straight Bundesliga title is a record among Europe's top 5 leagues. It passed 9 Serie A titles won by Juventus from 2012 to 2020. Absolutely remarkable stuff from Bayern Munich and Alphonso Davies, as after that 3-month injury layoff, he is back, he's starting, he's playing well, and he's winning titles. All Canadian men's national team fans are smiling right now. Heading on over to Lille now, we're going to take a look at Jonathan David, who was in action over the weekend. David started and played all 90 minutes as a striker in a 4-4-2 system. David had 36 touches, didn't create any shots for himself, completed 71% of his passes, and made 2 key passes in the match. It was a bit of a frustrating match for Jonathan David. However, against the run of play, Lille were able to get an important 1-0 victory over Strasbourg. Lille now have a record of 13-12-9 on 51 points, 9th place in the table. David is scoreless in his last 8 matches for Lille and 11 matches in all competitions. He will have the opportunity to break that streak this weekend as Lille and Jonathan David take on fellow Canadian Ike Ugbo and his Troyes side. The match is Sunday, May 1st at 7 a.m. Eastern Time here on One Soccer. It'll be a really good match as both Canadians are going to want to find the back of the net and help their teams go for their respective goals. Lille trying to get back into European competition and Troyes trying to avoid a relegation. It was a memorable match for Tajon Buchanan and Club Brugge over the weekend, as in the very first match of the championship group for Club Brugge, Tajon started and played all 90 minutes as a left wing back in a 3-5-2 system. Tajon completed 86% of his passes, he had 2 shots, 54 touches, 10 recoveries, he was fouled 4 times, and he scored the match-winning goal. It was also his first goal for his new club, Club Brugge, and he picked up the man of the match performance on top of it all. Tajon was talking like there was a little luck involved. However, in my opinion, it was all skill. Running at defenders, cutting onto his right foot, and getting the shot off is what Buchanan does best. Incredible moment for him. Club Brugge went on to win the match 1-0 over Antwerp and sit 2nd place in the table. Now they have a 1-0-0 record on 39 points, only 3 points behind league leaders. I've been saying for a few weeks now that I want to see a little more end product with Tajon Buchanan, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully he's going to thrive off of this, continue going, and help lead Club Brugge to some glory this season. Jessie Fleming started on the bench for Chelsea as they went on to take on Tottenham. However, Jessie Fleming did have a massive way to impact this match as she was substituted into the match in the 82nd minute for Chelsea and scored an absolute screamer. She picked up the ball and took a shot from well outside the 18, blasting it past the keeper as Chelsea went on to win 3-1 over Tottenham. Fleming continues to make a case as to why she needs to start week in, week out. And with the result, Chelsea sit 1st place in the table with a 15-2-2 record on 47 points, 1 point ahead of Arsenal. On the flip side of that result, we're going to take a look at Tottenham and Shelina Zadorsky, who in that match started and played all 90 minutes as a center back in a 3-4-2-1 system. And with the loss, Tottenham now sit 5th place in the table with an 8-4-6 record on 28 points. There is good news for Zadorsky, however. Although she didn't get the result she might have wanted on the pitch, off the pitch, she is smiling because she has signed a new deal. The Tottenham captain put pen to paper, picking up a 1-year option in her contract. She's definitely excited about the new deal, and when she was asked about her future and staying at Tottenham, she simply had this to say: "That's the plan, come on you Spurs." The Women's Champions League returned and a couple Canadians went head-to-head as Lyon took on PSG in the first leg of the semifinals. These are the 2 top clubs in France, and they are both dominating the league at the moment. In the match, Buchanan started as a center back in a 4-3-3 system, playing all 90 minutes. She looked solid throughout the match, helping Lyon go on to win 3-2 in the first leg. On the other side of this result, Ashley Lawrence started as well and played 86 minutes as a right back in a 4-3-3 system. She came off a good performance as well, as Jordan Huitema was an unused sub. The second leg is going to be on April 30th with everything to play for, as one of these two teams will be heading to the finals and more than likely will have to take on Barcelona. It's really incredible to see a few of our Canadian women playing at this elite level. PSG and Lyon are two clubs that are going to go head to head, and that second leg is going to be a very, very interesting one. But one thing's for sure is there's going to be a Canadian playing in the Champions League finals for the women. Taking a look now at the Besiktas boys, Kyle Larin and Atiba Hutchinson both did not start for Besiktas on Monday. Hutch did not feature in the match at all, and Kyle Larin was substituted into the match on the 83rd minute. It was a match to forget as Besiktas lost 3-0, and with that result sit in 7th place in the table with a 13-12-9 record. Kyle Larin has completely fallen out of favor at Besiktas. He is not in good form, and with him leaving for a free at the end of the season, maybe it makes sense why he's not seeing a ton of minutes. It's a shame because he has been such a good player for Besiktas over the season, and he had an unbelievable season last year. However, he is going for free. Hopefully there are going to be a lot of clubs still interested in him, with one of the recent ones I've kind of heard is Brighton Hove Albion sniffing around, so that could be an interesting fit and seeing Kyle Larin potentially get a move to the Premier League. Samuel Adekugbe started for Hatayspor over the weekend, starting as a left back in a 4-2-3-1, playing all 90 minutes as Hatayspor lost 3-0 to Istanbul Başakşehir. Adekugbe had 2 clearances, 2 recoveries, 41 touches, and completed 27 of 32 passes. It was definitely a tough match for Adekugbe and his side Hatayspor, as with the result, they sit 9th place in the table with a 14-7-13 record. Moving along now to take a look at Reading and Junior Hoilett, who was in action over the weekend. Hoilett started as a left mid in a 4-4-2 system, playing all 90 minutes. He had 44 touches, he missed 1 big chance, had 4 key passes, and completed 22 out of 25 of his passes. Reading lost 3-0 to Hull and sit 21st in the table with a 13-8-23 record on 41 points. Peterborough lost to Nottingham Forest in that match where Richie Larea did not feature. However, with that result, Reading now avoid relegation and will be in the championship next season. Peterborough, Derby, and Barnsley are the 3 clubs that are relegated. It's definitely been an up and down season for Junior Hoilett and Reading, but at least they will be playing 2nd Division football in England next season, and Junior Hoilett will still continue to get his minutes leading up to this World Cup year. Julia Grosso was back in action for Juventus over the weekend as she started and played 61 minutes as a center mid in a 4-4-2 system. She put in a solid performance, helping Juventus go on to win 5-1 over Lazio. They sit 1st place in the table right now with a 17-2-1 record. They are 5 points ahead of 2nd place Roma. Stephen Vitoria is back in our Canadians Abroad update as he's featured for the first time since receiving back-to-back red cards in league play. The first red card was on January 22nd. He served his suspensions and was back on February 20th, where he then got another red card. He has not featured since until this weekend for Moreirense, as Vitoria was subbed onto the match in the 88th minute, trying to help look for a late equalizer in the match, as Moreirense went on to lose 1-0, and they sit 16th place in the table with a 6-8-17 record. It's been a disastrous season for Vitoria so far, and he's hoping this appearance can get him back on track so he can find some more minutes leading up to the World Cup. Stephen Vitoria is such an important player and leader for the Canadian men's national team. It is vital he gets his club career back on track. He needs to get playing, he needs to get these minutes so he can be in full shape leading up to the World Cup. Milan Borjan started in goal for Red Star over the weekend, picking up a clean sheet as Red Star went on to win 4-0, and they sit 1st place in the championship group with a 27-4-1 record on 85 points, as Partizan still remain in 2nd place with 83. It's a back and forth. It's one of those title races you just can't keep your mind off of, but I think Red Star and Borjan are in prime position to see this thing out. Liam Miller started for FC Basel over the weekend, playing 88 minutes as a left attacking mid in a 4-2-3-1 system. Miller made 27 of 32 successful passes, had 1 shot, 50 touches. He conceded a penalty, although Miller was let off the hook as it was missed. Overall, it wasn't the best day at the office for Miller, although Basel were able to go on with a comfortable 3-0 win as they remain 2nd in the table with a 14-14-3 record on 56 points. Liam Miller has been so good for FC Basel this season, has taken massive strides in his development in my opinion. These type of matches will happen. I like to see the way a player is able to bounce back, and we'll see what he can do next week. Stopping in at Troyes, we're going to take a look at Ike Ugbo, who did not start the match. He was substituted into the match in the 81st minute as a striker as Troyes went on to lose 1-0 against Nice. Troyes conceded a 94th minute goal that ended up losing the match to put them in 16th place in the table with an 8-9-17 record on 33 points. They are now only 2 points off of 18th place, which is a relegation playoff place, which is right now being held by Saint Etienne. Ugbo had 3 goals so far in Liga and will be looking for his 4th against Lille on Sunday and try to help his side avoid relegation. Moving along now to Jan Regensburg and Scott Kennedy, who over the weekend, Kennedy started and played 90 minutes as a center back in a 4-2-3-1 system. Kennedy completed 84% of his passes, had 1 block shot, 4 clearances, 1 interception, and 4 recoveries. It wasn't the best performance for Scott Kennedy or anyone else in that squad for that matter, as Jan Regensburg went on to lose the match 4-2 to Hamburg and sit 10th in the table with a 10-9-12 record. In NWSL Challenge Cup action, we saw Janine Beckie and Christine Sinclair play for the first time since Janine Beckie's move to Portland Thorns. They lined up in a 4-3-3 system with Sinclair playing as a striker and Beckie playing as a right winger. However, it was a disappointing result as Angel City FC won 1-0 as Christian Press scored from the penalty spot. Despite the new firepower of Sinclair and Beckie, the Canadian who was closest to scoring in that match was left back Vanessa Gilles of Angel City FC. It's been a bit of a trend lately, but we've been seeing a lot of the Canadian women defenders outscoring the attackers. It's an interesting trend, but I don't think it's a trend we want to see happen for too long. Now with the NWSL Challenge group stage action done, the group rounds out with OL Reign in first place on 14 points, Portland Thorns in second on 10 points, San Diego Wave in third place with 5 points, and Angel City FC in fourth place with 4 points. Theo Corbeanu was back in action for MK Dons over the weekend and back in a starting role as he started as a right wing in a 3-4-3 system, playing all 90 minutes, looking very dangerous down that right-hand side. Theo had 3 shots, 53 touches, he completed 26 of 30 passes, and he had 2 successful dribbles, helping MK Dons pick up an important 2-0 win to sit third place in the table with a 25-11-9 record, tied on points with second place Rotherham, who do have 1 match in hand. It looks a little unlikely right now that MK Dons will get that automatic promotion spot. However, they are still in good form, so they're going to back themselves to pull off promotion through the playoffs. Charles Brym was in action over the weekend for Eindhoven as he started as a dual cam in a 3-4-1-2 system. He played all 90 minutes as Eindhoven won 1-0 in the match. Brym was a little quiet throughout the match, however, but he did have 31 touches, didn't create any shots for himself, had 2 successful dribbles, and completed 19 of 22 passes. Eindhoven sit third place in the table right now with a 27-9 record. They are 7 points off of second place, which is an automatic promotion place, which means if they're going to get promoted this season, they're going to have to do it through the playoffs. A couple of Canadians were in action for LAFC over the weekend. We're going to start with Maxime Crepeau, who started in goal for LAFC, making 5 saves with an XG of 1.40. He made 20 of 25 accurate passes, 7 for 12 on his long balls, and he had 40 touches in the match, as LAFC went on to beat Cincinnati 2-1 to sit first place in the West with a 6-1-1 record. The incredible start to Crepeau's first season in LA continues, as they now have the most points in the league with 19. Although things didn't go as smoothly for Daniel Henry over the weekend, as he did start as a center back in a 4-3-3 system, although he was subbed off in the 29th minute from what looked to be a hamstring injury. We wish Daniel Henry a speedy recovery and hope he gets back playing right away. LAFC has quickly become a fantastic home for both Maxime Crepeau and Daniel Henry. Crepeau has just embraced this club, embraced the culture. He has a smile on his face each and every match. As for Daniel Henry, I know he did get injured, but he's getting these opportunities to play, which is something you really like to see. And as long as he can continue it, I'm assuming both of them are going to have a very successful season. Dayne St. Clair started in goal for Minnesota United over the weekend and continued his incredible form. He had 35 touches in the match, 13 recoveries, he made 4 saves, and there was an expected XG of 1.01, so one of those goals should have went in, and he was just been an absolute wall. He picked up the clean sheet as Minnesota United went on to beat Chicago Fire 3-0 to sit 5th place in the West with a 4-2-2 record. I know it's been talked about a lot, but Canada is in a really comfortable goalkeeping position right now, with Milan Borjan, Maxime Crepeau, and now the rise of Dayne St. Clair. All 3 are in incredible form. All 3 will more than likely be going to the World Cup, and the future of Canadian keepers looks in good hands. To end the episode off, we're going to give you guys a quick update on our Canadian men's U20 team. As they headed down to Costa Rica last week for a pair of friendly matches, they continue preparations for the CONCACAF U20 championships this summer, and they split a pair of games against Costa Rica U20s, winning the first match 3-0 before dropping the second one 1-0. For more on those games and what lies ahead for U20s, be sure to check out One Soccer this week for more. It's going to be a very intriguing tournament with a lot at stake, with the opportunity to qualify for the U20 World Cup as well as the Olympics. So hopefully Canada will back this young group because it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you guys want to watch the matches, as always, be sure to subscribe to One Soccer. That's all the time we have in this week's update. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and drop a sub because we are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. So if you want to help out with our goal, dropping a sub will definitely do that. And if you want to stay up to date with all things Canadian soccer, be sure to pick up a subscription over to One Soccer. And until next time, guys, take care and we'll talk soon. Cheers, friends.